Mhm.
And I'm not throwing that around like an accusation. It's just tough. It's just tougher. And I'm just worried about you guys' health. Like emotionally,
Mhm.
as people, as humans, as good humans.
Good afternoon. I'm finishing up my lunch, bite by bite. Oh crap. Look at that.
When you bought something?
Do you see the amount?
No. Oh, I'll work on it. She did it.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, that's a good chunk of your mental paper.
Yeah. That's a fourth of it.
Good job.
Good afternoon, everybody. Do me a favor in the chat. I always like to know where people are located. One, it's a great way to get some referrals. You never know when you're going to meet someone and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have a client that's from there. I need your help. And let me know if we've ever met together. If we've ever met together, that's not a good sentence. If we've ever met or been together. That was a 2-sentence one. Mason, Ohio. Nice. Okay, so I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, Barb. So how far is like Mason from like Cincinnati, Ohio area? Beth, Venice, Florida. Okay. Are you on the coast? Are you inland? Where is Venice?
Southwest coast of Florida.
Okay. Nice. My sister lives in Sarasota.
Yep. So we're a half hour south of Sarasota.
Okay, very cool. We took my son, he's 7. We took the whole family to Siesta Key this summer. And the only beach he's ever been to is like the Mexico beach, because I'm in Arizona, or California. And he like put his toes in the sand. He goes, I like this sand. So he's on the spectrum. So he knows that. Okay, Barb, I thought that was it because I remembered going to Great Wolf Lodge. And I thought that was in Mason, Ohio.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Hello, Joe. You're from my area. I'm in Chandler right now at the office. I've been watching The Crown, so sometimes I get that accent. It's a really bad British accent, but I try. Well, where the hell is everybody? There were like 40 people. This is why I always make extra tickets for people, because people always say they're going to come and they don't. Oh my gosh. And Joe is British. That's hilarious. I didn't even know that. Okay. Lake Orion, Michigan. Oh, you have a migraine. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'm really loud. It's not Alice. It's Alicia. Look, now I offended her and I freaking screamed in her ear and called her by the wrong name. So I apologize. Well, I don't see a whole lot of names that I recognize. So I'm excited to meet newer or other agents. So it's nice to meet everyone. I'm going to give it like 2 minutes and then I'll go ahead and start. That'll give me time to scarf down a little bit more of my salad. People who are in different markets than Arizona, are you all starting to see the upshift? Are y'all starting to see a change? Because we are. Like open houses, I did one for age restricted and I had 9 families or 9 couples that came through and only one of them were neighbors. So where before we would do an open house and you'd be lucky to get like 1. Reno, Nevada. Nice. Oh, Simon's originally he's from England too. Well, we're gonna have some tea, some crumpet. This is so fun. I love this. Oh, I love that people think I'm funny. Thank you. That makes me feel good. Andre and I went to a couple open houses on Sunday and there were a lot. Yeah. There's been a lot more people. Our inventory has also decreased quite a bit. So I feel like that's kind of helping. They have what's called the Cromford report here in Arizona, where they look at the numbers to kind of make predictions for the quarter. And my husband jumped on that today and he said that it was very promising. So that was good. Chicago, Carla, my bestie's from Chicago. Her name is Sam Powell. A house 2 times in 2 weeks and 2 opens with, wow, that's good. That's really good with traffic. All right, I have like 2 more bites. Hang on. I've been on Zooms nonstop all day long, or had agents in the office all day long. So I'm like, I need to eat real quick. Okay. Let me share my screen. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get started just because I want to be mindful of your time, and I also have to leave at 2 o'clock to go pick up my son from school. So I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So welcome. This is recorded, so you can take notes if you want to, but you're actually going to get a copy of this and the recording. So it's up to you. I'm not going to tell anybody that's a note taker you can't take notes though, because I would get really mad if someone told me that. All right, so this is eXp onboarding. So this is a little bit about me, since I don't think I've met most of you all. That's my husband. Isn't he handsome? I love him. And then that's our youngest. We have 4 kids, but this guy's my favorite and my daughters know it, so it's all good. But anyhow, I'm a mom of 4. I have 4 kids, a 20-year-old, a almost 19-year-old, a 16-year-old, and then a 7-year-old. He is our speed bump baby. We were going and then boom, speed bump, here we go. We own the D team. I don't recommend people to go into business with their spouse. Very stressful, but we make it work. I'm originally from Kentucky and I'm actually licensed in Kentucky and Arizona to sell real estate. I was a teacher for nearly 2 decades. So for 20 years, I was entertaining 4th and 5th graders for math and US history. And I was really, really good at that job. And I never thought that I would ever leave education because I love working with kids, which is why I decided to be a real estate agent, because realtors act like kids all day long. But anyhow, during COVID, I saw the neglect that was happening to my own children at home. And so I told my husband, I was like, hey, can I do this real estate thing full time so that way I can be more active with the kids? Because, I'm going to have such a flexible life. And he was like, really? You think it's going to be flexible? And I was like, well, yeah. And he was like, well, tough. No, you are not allowed to. You have to stay there. And so I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to go over your head. So I went to my prayer closet because I'm Christian, but I cuss a little. And I was like, God, look, I really want to be more active in my kid's life. And the only way I can do that is if I'm able to leave education. So if you could help out in that market, that would be great. And that following quarter, my husband's business quadrupled. So I went back to him and I was like, hey, I went over your head, talked to God, and God said that I could go ahead and leave teaching. And he agreed. And so the rest is history. So I've been full-time for about 1.5 years. It is not flexible. I will say that. It is not less stressful either. So everything that I thought I was going to get, I didn't. The only thing is I get paid higher by hour, which has been nice. I'm also a published author. That little guy right there has autism. And so I wrote a book all about raising kids who are on the spectrum. I don't say that because I'm like some best-selling author. I mean, I think I'm pretty good, but whatever. If you're on this call and you know anyone who has a child who's on the spectrum, please reach out to me personally, because I have copies of my book that I would love to gift to fellow parents, just because they can be kind of, It's not always all good days. I also do 2 podcasts. One is called Rewire with Us. The other one is called Teachers in Real Estate, because teachers make amazing freaking real estate agents because we love to talk and we are go-getters. Rewire is the retreat that I founded. I also do a course creation called Uniquely Made. And then obviously I'm a national kvCORE trainer and coach, which I actually need to change because I'm actually internationally now, because I have teams in Canada who have reached out to me and I'm training their teams too. So cool. All right. So that's just a little bit about me. All right. So here's the thing. When people come on to eXp, there's 2 different choices. One, they are an agent who has been with a different brokerage and they're joining eXp. By the way, if you're on this call and you're not with eXp, you may not enjoy this training because this is all eXp. Okay. But maybe you'll figure out like, ooh, I want to join eXp. I like this girl. She's funny. That's awesome. I'll send you an independent contractor application later. All right. The other option is that these people are brand new to real estate. Okay. So when you are creating your system inside of kvCORE to seamlessly help with the onboarding process, just know that you need to have 2 different things. Okay, so there's going to be 2 different steps for you. All right, so really quick, unmute yourself. Why do agents leave eXp? Because sometimes there are exits. Why do people leave? I can give you 10 reasons right now.
Lack of support and mentorship.
Yep.
Too confusing on the onboarding.
Especially teams.
Yep.
I'm working on bringing over an independent boutique brokerage. They have 60 agents. I'm terrified right now because I'm like, okay, I have to make sure that my systems are 100% in place or they're going to be like, peace out, not coming. I like that someone brought up support because that's one of the reasons. So I was originally at HomeSmart, which was great for me because they didn't take any of my commission, but it was bad for me because I didn't sell any houses. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. But the one reason why I wanted to come to eXp is because they talked about this on-demand library, right? So you can go into workplace, you can go to the university, all this training's on demand. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. The problem is nobody ever freaking showed me how to find it. And so I was like spinning my wheels trying to find stuff. So yes, even though as people who've been around, we know that there's support, we're not really helping the people we're onboarding show them where that support is. So yes, people leave eXp because they're not getting enough support. And some of that is not on us, but some of it is. And what I do is I create a seamless onboarding process. I do everything through kvCORE. Okay. So that way it does it for myself. If you have an admin, I also, we've recently hired an admin. She's amazing. She's over there. But she's able now to take this and also send stuff out if there's any mix up. So that's nice. But anyhow, you have to have a system in place. So let me share a little bit about my system. Okay. So there's 2 different things, right? We have people who are new to eXp. Now, I do not pretend to know every single state stuff. Okay. I know it's all different. However, if someone is new to eXp, but they do have a real estate license, they're just coming from a different brokerage, the first step that you have to do is you have to send them that independent contractor application. Okay. That's when they're going to say like, here's my names, here's all my information. This is where I'm coming from. This is the local association that I'm a member of, blah, like they do all that stuff, right? And that kick starts it. Once they do that, the next step is they go to their state Department of Real Estate. So mine is the Arizona Department of Real Estate, and they put in a request to transfer their license. They are not severing their license. I have been told by our broker or our onboarding here, don't do that because that makes it a whole big mess. So they're going to transfer it. Then the next thing is I know the moment they're transferred, they're going to get a crap ton of emails. Okay. Hey, here's your passport ID. Hey, here's the link to go ahead and download the world. Hey, here's Enterprise. Here's this. And it's all this stuff all at one time. Now they have changed it up a bit to not make it as overwhelming. But when we joined 2.5 years ago, I was like, screw this. This is too much. Like, I don't even know what emails to read. So one of the things that I include in my onboarding is I tell them, look, You're going to get a lot of emails. Some of them are just welcome from every single person at the brokerage because they all love you and they're glad that you're here. Some of it is stuff you need. So I tell them, set up a folder in your emails. Let's put everything over there. And then the very next thing that goes out to them is a Calendly app. So obviously some of the people that we're onboarding are in our state and they're local, but then because of our brokerage, we're able to onboard people from other states. Okay. So the reason I do the calendar app is because they're able to pick if I want a Zoom meeting because I'm not local, or an in-person, or whatever that they can pick. And what I do during that time is I go over all the emails. That's extremely important to someone who's always been at the same brokerage. And this is the very first time they're moving. It's scary. And they're worried about not knowing anything. The next thing I send them in their onboarding steps is to opt into kvCORE on Enterprise. And the reason why I make that the very next thing is because it takes a while to get their kvCORE set up because we have so many people who are joining eXp worldwide. I have an intro course that I created where I do a field trip through Enterprise. I show them every single thing that's on Enterprise, where it is. This is what it looks like. All I did was I went on Zoom and I shared my screen. And then I just did it in little bitty chunks and then added it. You do not have to make it where it's a whole course. You could share videos. Okay, so it's just a link to a video. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about, this sky slope and what it's used for. You don't have to use transaction desk anymore. So all those people who hate transaction desk, guess what? You don't have to use it anymore. You can do it in sky slope. This is where you can find the world to download to your computer. This is where you're going to opt into your kvCORE. This is where this is. This is where your branding stuff is. So that way they can have a like a field trip. Now, could that be available somewhere within eXp? Yeah. But is it going to be mine? Nope. And I want people to get to know me because guess what? They selected me as their sponsor. So I want them to feel supported. However, I'm also still selling real estate. So can I be available to everyone? No. So does everyone get me? Yes. You get a count. We're going to meet on Zoom, but the rest of the stuff I can show you in bulk. So I do that. Also the world. I have some people that are like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even going to come to eXp because the first thing someone showed me was their avatar. And I thought that was crazy. And I'm like, well, maybe they just showed it to you in the wrong way. Maybe they should have showed you how available and accessible people are because we do have this technology instead of just like taking you to the boat. Everybody's like, oh, someone took me to a speedboat. I'm like, well, that was stupid. That is not a selling point. You do not get to own that boat. That boat is not going to pull up in your driveway. So not a thing. Because I teach kvCORE, and even if you're not a teacher, if you use kvCORE, create videos, and this is me giving away my business, but create videos on how you use kvCORE that actually helps you. If you've got tips and tricks, share it with the people that you're onboarding. Then I do an agent matchup. Unless it's someone who has like been around the block and knows everything, there's nothing for them to learn. But I like to because one, it makes people feel connected, especially if they're out of state. I want them to have someone local. And then I do what's called a 30, 60, 90. So we get on and I'm just like, hey, how are things going? Have you had any pushback from clients? Do you have any questions? Like, how can I help you? Do you feel like you're connected with people? If I'm a member of because we all have our own uplines and downlines, if you have certain people like I'm in the Honey Badger Nation, okay? So like if there is an event that's a Honey Badger event, whether it's in person or on Zoom, I want to invite them to that because I want them to get to know the other people who are in our upline. I'm with Chuck and Angela Fazio. They're my sponsors. So if Angela is having like the women power group, obviously I want to invite them to that. So make sure that you're encouraging them to those events. So probably not a whole lot of stuff that you don't already know. The only thing that's different when they're brand new to real estate is before they can do their independent contractor application, they need to go to the local association and go ahead and activate their license, which most associations, I believe, this is the way it is in Arizona, you can do it online. So you don't even have to actually go in the office, but then everything else is the same. Obviously, if you're bringing someone on who's brand new, do your homework, find them a good mentor if it's not someone local. Becoming a certified mentor doesn't take very long. But some people mention the mentor program. You can become a mentor, and you can make that mentor program what it should be. Ours is very different. Anyone who chooses me as a certified mentor, they get all of my training for free, like all of my online training. So it's a way for me to be able to support them and give them a little bit of extra that maybe otherwise they didn't get. So that's the only thing that's different. So what do I send out, or what do I include? So inside of kvCORE, if you've played around with the templates inside of Smart Campaigns, you may already be aware of this. If not, don't worry, I'm going to show you in just a second. You can create what look like newsletters. Okay. You can make it 100% branded to you, so that way it's your stuff. You can add different links in there, whether it's a straight video link or if it's like a click button to, say, your calendar app or whatever. So I create an email for each of the steps in the process. Okay. So I have I think it's like 10 steps for each one. And then I reuse them. Okay. So because they go into my kvCORE, whoever I'm onboarding goes into my kvCORE, I do it as a manual one-time ad. I hashtag them either new agent, or I hashtag them new to eXp. Okay. That adds them into my group, my saved filter group. And then what I'm able to do is just grab them and send them the email. Then I add a task. Now you can do it that way, because remember I said we have a full-time admin. If you're doing this as a solo agent without a lot of support, then all you do is you create a campaign. Now you're going to have to determine how long does this step take. Do I want this? I wouldn't send something to anyone multiple on the same day. I would send them one thing maybe every 2 days, because you have to remember they're also going to be getting stuff from eXp. In that email, I include a video with directions, like the tutorial is on there. Okay. So I am screen sharing as I'm showing them how to opt into their kvCORE. I am screen sharing and going through the State Department of Real Estate to show them how to transfer. I'm showing them how I type it in, what the actual office name is specifically for my group. If you're not sure what that is, if you go to your own State Department of Real Estate and you click on yourself, it'll give you like the LC number or whatever it is. When I send their calendar, like the Calendly, I send that to them so that way they can pick the time that's best for their schedule. Calendly is a great app. If you're not using it, it's free. Doesn't cost anything. I don't usually do things that cost a whole lot just because I don't like to if I don't have to. And then I just set my time. And then what it does is it automatically adds it to my Google Calendar because those are linked. And then I have courses. So I told you I have like hey, this is the fast, I think I called it like a fast start, get to know all of the apps that we have available to us at eXp. And so I show them how to use each of those things. And then I do like a 30, 60, 90. And that's when we get together and we just talk. What are you struggling with? Because I don't want them to feel left out. And maybe you have found that it needs to be more frequent. Maybe it needs to be like a 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. That's totally fine. You make whatever it is that you need. And you also know that some agents need more support than others. So this isn't always a cookie cutter. So, okay, this right here, if you scan that QR code, it will take you to a sheet. The sheet is going to allow you to view it, but it's not going to let you text on it. So let me show you. I don't know what I did. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is the sheet that I made. This is the one that you're going to have access to. Done. Okay. So down here, and when you get this, you can make a copy of it. So that way you can take out stuff. You can put stuff in. The reason why mine says Laura is because that's our admin's first name. So this is what I do. This one is for brand new agents that have never been licensed. This is for agents joining eXp from another brokerage. Okay. So this one for new agents, these are all my steps. The steps, the explanation, the video link, the email that goes out to them. And then right here is where we put each of our names of our agents that we're adding. And then when things are completed, we go ahead and just put that it's completed. So this is step one. If this is someone who's brand new, okay, so they need to go over to WeServe, that's our local association, pay their dues for the association, their MLS and their super box. So right here is a link to YouTube where I uploaded a video that's unlisted. So the only people who get to see it are the people who get the link. And here's me showing them, hey, guess what? Here is how we search WeServe.
Hello.
There's my little
you have
head.
Decided you are going to be a real estate agent, and not only in at eXp Realty and are in. Is the address is right here, 1730.
So I'm showing them because guess what? Some people, they really just need it all spelled out for them, and that's totally fine. I can do it in one video. And if they didn't need it, great. And if they did need it, there it is. So here's their address that tells them how to get there.
3 East Northup, passing your exam, 6 hours of contract. Bring all of that with you along with your wallet.
So I'm telling them everything they're going to need to bring with them. So they need to bring their little test thing that said, hey, guess what? I passed. They need to bring their contract law class that they already took. They need to bring their driver's license, and they need to bring their wallet because they're going to be paying their fees. So I go through this entire video. Hang on. And give them every single direction that they need. And look, I have it branded step 1, brand new agent. So let me go back. Hang on. So then this is the email that goes out. Dear agent. Okay, now inside of kvCORE, you're going to use your shift and your bracket key. So that way you can have the merge tag in there. So we're so excited to have you join us at eXp Realty. Jackie has put together step-by-step videos to help make this process a breeze. I provided the first video link. Please watch this. And when you have completed the task, respond to this email and let us know that this is done, and we'll provide you with the next one. Should you have any questions regarding this step, please reach out. Okay. Now, step 2 is they need to go ahead and do their independent contractor. So here is the link. Okay. And look, we're adding that link, and then here's the video. Okay. So when they go to this video, it's going to show them how to fill out that ICA. Now, there's 2 questions that people always ask me. Okay. It says, do I want to join a team? If you are a team owner, please tell them how to join your team. Okay. Do they have to, can they change their mind after they do the contract? Yes. Okay. But if you know they're going to, then if they're brand new, because remember, these have never been licensed, it's gonna tell you have to pick a mentor. If you are a certified mentor for that area, tell them to pick you. The next thing they're going to ask is about the agent equity. Now, remember, that's the part that you can have a portion of your commission purchase stock. Okay. Nobody ever understands what that is. So I talk about that in the video. Okay. So again, it's not I'm not trying to be like some YouTuber. I'm just trying to give them the information that they need so that way they can finish this step. Okay. So this link is added in here. This is a little bit longer. This is the 6th one. So what am I showing them the moment that I open this? This is what this looks like. Here's the join app at eXp Realty, blah, 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 blah. This is where you're going to put in here. Why would it say a returning agent? Because you're going to add your email, your username, and a password. If something happens and you got to stop, you're going to be able to sign back in. Okay. So it's basically, it's anticipating everything, but instead of just directing them, you're actually showing them. Okay. As a past teacher, that's why kids don't do their homework. That's why they don't do whatever you've instructed them to do. They're not being defiant. They just don't know what they don't know. So we have to make sure that we're doing it better. Since you have this copy, you can go through each of these videos. If you want to steal what I have used, that's totally fine. Okay. That's the one thing that I really like about our brokerage. All right. Right here. This is me showing them how to set up a folder. Some people don't know how to create a folder or move stuff over into a folder. So I'm showing them how to do that and why they're doing that. Okay. Then this is a link right here that goes to my calendar. See, it shows a calendar link. And what they're able to do is go ahead and set up a meeting with me. Then you need to opt into your kvCORE. And so I show them how to do that. And I say, you're going to receive an email that says passport ID. You're not going on a trip. This passport ID is what they call your access to get into eXp Enterprise. eXp Enterprise is kind of like a Google Drive for everything we have at eXp. That's how I explain it. And that's how people are like, oh man, this makes so much sense. So I tell them it's going to be your first name dot your last name, unless you're like me and you have like 1,000 names. And then it may be a bit different at exprealty.com. And then it's going to give you a password and you're probably going to be able to change it the first time you go in. And then I show them, this is where you go to opt into your kvCORE. You have to go over to the left. It's in the optional services. You're going to click on that. Then you're going to go over here and then you're going to opt in. And look, it says 7 to 10 days. So this takes a while. You got to make sure that you're doing it now. Okay. Step 6, this is their first course. So this is the course that I made. So that way they can get access to, what's it called? To know what it's called, or to know all of the different things. Okay, hang on. So Teachable is a free, well, it's not free. I lied, sorry, not free. Used to be free. Online course creation place, okay? Verify you are human. Yes, I'm human. I used to use this all the time when I taught because I had some kids that, like, if they weren't at school, they really weren't well taken care of. So I had like a reading, I think you saw it on there, like a reading academy. I would read to kids. All right, so the course that I have is, it's called A Fast Start with the D Team. Okay, so in this curriculum, and I'll pull it up, I talk about their Regis membership. That's the first thing I talk about because that's the first thing that I recalled. Okay, then I talk about your dashboard. Your dashboard, that's the enterprise. Okay, so I show everything that's in there. I show the eXp world. I talk about how to download it onto your computer, that if you have an old computer, this might be the time that you want to update. You cannot download the eXp World app onto a iPad. It has to be a computer. You can still use it, the app, right? But it's not going to be the same. It's going to look a little bit different. I talk about SkySlope. I talk about kvCORE. I talk about making it rain. I talk about how to find the university and the schedule. I talk about how to connect with your broker. I show them how to go in. I think I actually have a video of me talking to my state broker. I'm like, look, there they are. And here I am. And this is so cool because I don't have to like send an email and then wait and wait and wait. I get an answer right now. And then I talk about how to stay connected through Workplace because a lot of people are not using Workplace. That's a great place to go because guess what? I have all of these agents who are all with my brokerage that have a great mindset that says, you know what, if you need help, I'm going to help you. And it takes some of the pressure off me. Because again, I've only been licensed for 4 years. There's a crap ton of questions that I don't know the answers to. So as long as I'm showing them how to stay connected and how to get support, those people who are leaving because they don't feel supported and they feel like they're just out there on their lonesome, that's not what it was meant to be. Okay. So I have them do this. Then the next thing that they do is, let's see. So they do that. Oh, then I start them on my my kvCORE classes. Okay. And the reason why is I want them to get to know kvCORE backwards and forwards. And so anyone who's in my downline, they get all of my kvCORE for free. Then I match them up with an agent. Okay. These are brand new agents. They already get a certified mentor. They already get a sponsor. I want them to have someone else on the ground. And then what I do is, look, we have because we have a team. So I assign them somebody that's going to show them how to show a home and how to schedule stuff in showing time and how to use that little super box. And, oh, what if it doesn't work? Or what if it's cold, right? Because it's not cold here, but it's cold in other places. You have to understand the temperatures. Okay. So, hey, guess what? Here's my tip. Get one of those little hot hands. I saw this on TikTok. You get the hot hands, put it around the box, and it'll typically unfreeze it enough to be able to open it to get the key out. I didn't know that. How to search homes on the MLS. If it's a brand new agent, they don't know how to do that. Don't create another video, sign them up, hook them up with someone else who can show them how to do that. Or If you're not on a team and you don't have that ability, create videos and just do live videos. Hey guys, I'm going to show you all how to access your blue box. Okay, this is where it is. This is where you're going to find where it is on the MLS. Hopefully the agent actually put it on there. Okay, then talk and then do stories. Here are some things that might happen when you're at the blue box. It doesn't open. Step one, make sure that your Bluetooth's on. Okay. It may ask you for a CBS code. What the hell is a CBS code? I remember the first time I showed a house that said CBS code. I'm like, I'm not watching TV. Like, I didn't know what a CBS code was because no one told me. So then I'm freaking out. Okay, so instead of freaking out, what could I have done? I could have called the listing agent. I could have gone back to the showing time confirmation because it was on there. I just didn't know that. But all of those things that we take for granted, okay, because either you've been around the block for a while or it's second nature to you. How to look at homes on MLS, how to do an open house. All of these things are great for brand new agents. So all you have to do is just to create some things. It could be a list of tips, but it should be in a video format. And I always encourage people to have also a paper with them, like a checkoff sheet, because people love paper. Okay, I don't, but a lot of people do. The only thing that's different when people are joining from another is obviously they don't have to go to their local association first. They're going to begin with the independent contractor. So every single thing is the exact same. Right here, notice they have to transfer their license, and I include what the license number is for our office here for the East Valley agents. And then I have a video. And then I have, this is about the mass email, so I still do that. I still talk about the courses. I still give them a preview. And then I tell them, hey, we're going to match you with an agent. Now, obviously, if there's someone who's brand new, like if they've been around the block, I'm always like, hey, you know what? So then I change this email up and I say, because you have a quite many years of experience, is there anything that you're really good at that you would feel comfortable helping any of our newer agents with? And someone's usually like, oh my gosh, I'm great. Like, I know transaction desk backwards and forwards. Oh my gosh, that would be wonderful. Could you please teach people how to create folders in transaction desk so that way they know what forms they need for listing presentations versus like working with a buyer? So little things like that. So any questions as far as like how I set that up? And you don't have to like put it in the chat or anything. You can just like say any questions that you might have. No? Okay. All right. So what you're going to do inside of kvCORE is, let me get into kvCORE real quick. Hang on. All right. So inside of kvCORE in the marketing, you go to Smart Campaigns. Does anyone not or have no experience in campaigns? And that's totally fine. It just helps me to know where to go with this. No? So everyone has a little bit in campaigns. Okay, good. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your templates and you are going to create an email template. So you're going to add the template. Okay. I'm going to give it a name. And I always do like, I want it to be easy to find. So onboarding, new agent, email number 1. You have to do all of your templates as emails. Okay. Unless you have your very own smart number, then you could do it as a text. Okay. The reason why you can't do it as a text if you do not have your own smart number is because all the eXp agents that are in your area are going to have the same smart number. So if you text it to them, it's not going to go to them. And you cannot test yourself. So you can't be like, oh, let me text this to myself and see if it works. It's not going to go through. Okay. So right here, you can just give it whatever title you want. So step 1 for onboarding. Whoops. All right. So right here, you're going to go to Advanced Editor. Advanced Editor is my favorite thing because I can make this email now look like a newsletter. and it's way more flashy. Okay, so I'm going to grab an image and I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to drag it over here to where it says drag it here and drop it. I'm going to put my branding up there so that way they know it's me and it's coming from me. It's not spam. Let's see. All right, so if you do not have any pictures in here, you're going to upload a picture. It can be any picture that you want that's on your computer. Okay, doesn't matter what it is. What I like to do is inside of Canva, I'll do email headers, and then I've created one for myself. So every single thing that you've ever uploaded on here, it'll stay. And then you just find it. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this one. And then there's my picture. I purposely use a white background so that way it looks like it's by itself. I don't want it to look boxed with colors and stuff. That's just me. Now I'm going to go back to content and I'm going to add some text. Notice I have to click it and then drag it to where it says drag it here. When I get in this spot, see this merge tag button? That's how I can personalize it. So I'm going to hit merge tag and their first name. If I'm their sponsor, I can call them by their first name. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use their first name. And this is where I'm going to add that text. So I'm going to go back to here. Okay. This is the first email. I'm going to, copy. I'm going to go back into kvCORE. I'm going to add this. I'm going to take this out. This dear agent. Congratulations on getting registered for the Arizona Department of Real Estate. In the video, okay. In the video below. And then I'm going to take this out. I will be, sorry, lots of changes. Okay. I will be walking you through the process of completing your independent contractor application with eXp Realty. Please. Okay. So I always leave white space. And the reason why is because once you turn 40, you need white space. Okay. If it's all put together, block it out. Okay. Make it where it's different things. So congratulations. That's my first thing. You're going to get this video. It's going to help you out. Please watch this. And when you've completed the task, respond to this email and let me know this is done. And we will provide you with the next step. Should you have any questions? And I'm going to go ahead and put that. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to content and see where it says video. I can drop that over here on this template. When I click the button, I can put in any URL from YouTube or from Vimeo. So I'm going to go over here, right? I can grab this right here, copy it, take it back to kvCORE, drop that URL in there, hit enter, and now here's my video. Now, the one thing that I didn't do on this video is that I probably should have was created a thumbnail. So that way it's not starting out with my face looking like that, because that's just weird. Okay. But that's how you're going to create those. Now, let's say that the one email, remember that I'm sending them out during that onboarding process to help them out, is my calendar app. Okay. So obviously that's not a video, but it is a link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this right here that's called a push button. Okay. So I'm going to add that push button. I'm going to drag it there. I'm going to click on it. And now here's the URL. So this is where I can add my Calendly app. All right. That blue color is not doing a thing for me. If I want to change it up, I can. If I want to change the font types, I can. If I want to see what this will look like, I can. I can hit preview. Here's my header. Here's my name. Here's that link for that video. And here's that push button. That looks a lot more professional, doesn't it? And all I have to do is create it one time and then send it out to people. Okay. Now, if I want to make sure, and I always tell people to do this, if I want to make sure the links work, I always hit send a test, and what it's going to do is it's going to send this email to you. Okay. The only thing is if you have that merge tag, it's going to say first name. Okay. So it's not going to have it the other way. So let's go ahead and go back here. Oh, it's not here yet. Hang on. Come on, email, come here. So this is what it'll look like. Notice it says just first name, okay, because this was just the test. Here's the email. Let me make sure that this click button works. I clicked on the button. And yep, there's my calendar. So that way they can pick whichever time is available to them. The moment they click on that calendar link, so this is the day, these are the times that are available for them to choose from. Okay. They can click on any of those times and then it will go ahead and send it to my calendar. So let's say they click this. And then here's their questions. Please share anything that you will help prepare for this meeting. Oh, we're going to meet and go over all the emails from eXp. Now I know what we're going to talk about. As I finish this, I'm going to go ahead and add that template and notice that it says onboarding a new agent, email number 1. So I'm going to add the template. Now it's in my template library. Now, if I want to create a campaign, which would be all of the emails to go in sequence, then I would need to create the rest of the templates, just the same way that I did before. Okay. Then I'm going to go to my campaigns. I'm going to create a new campaign, which is going to be a hashtag is new agent. Okay. Or new eXp agent, brand new agent, whatever the hashtag is that you're going to associate with people who that needs to start on. Okay. Because you have to give it a trigger. A trigger is what happens to make this start. Okay. All right. So give it whatever. Okay. Now, once you're finished creating it, oh, well, you know what? Hang on. Let me go through. So I would do this and you're not putting a hashtag symbol, no spaces, and it's not case sensitive. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So new agent to eXp. Okay. So I'm going to say next. This is an agent. They're not a buyer. Next. So I'm going to say new agents to eXp, brand new agent. Because I'm going to put all the steps to onboarding. If you have not made campaigns, it can be a confusing task, but once you've done a couple, it's always the same. So then you hit next. So now I've got this campaign that I made, or I made the file folder. So now I would have to get all of the templates and put them in there. So this was new agent. Okay, so there they are. All right. So now I would add all of those actions, which are all emails. Okay. You'll notice that there is one right here that's in here. This is not one of, it says it was edited by me and created by me, but that's okay. I don't remember doing that one. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. So this is for agent attraction. Actually, this is a new agent that decided not to go with us and they went with a different brokerage. So I have, text messages and emails that go out to them, each month. Okay. So yeah, I did do that. I forgot. All right. So I'm going to create that now. When I go to my smart CRM, the little, I call it the Ferris wheel. That's where all the people are. Let's say that I have this person who's a brand new agent. Okay. And I know that they're ready to, go ahead and get it going. Okay. We've had lunch or dinner or coffee or a phone call or a Zoom or a 3-way call or whatever it is. And they're like, yep, I'm ready to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to their name. And then I'm going to go over here to active campaign. And I can either start the campaign or I can be like, you know what? I'm going to send them their first email. And the first email is new agent. Oh, it was onboarding. Okay. So here it is. Here's their first one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit send. Now I'm not going to hit send because this is not who I want to send this to. Okay. But then I would hit send. Then what I'm going to do, because I don't know how long it's going to take, right? I'm going to do more actions and I'm going to add a task. So that way kvCORE will remind me. Because remember, kvCORE is more than just your clients. You can do onboarding in here also and agent attraction. I would encourage you to. So right here, I'm going to say follow up. Right here, I'm going to say I sent them step 1. Text or call. Actually, I would probably call and make sure that they have finished step 1. And then what is step 1? The independent contractor for an agent who's moving over from another brokerage, or have they gone to the association? If they're local, like today, I actually met one of our newest agents over at the office and I helped her walk through everything. And you know what was good? Now I took video of it. And guess what I'm going to use that video for? Educational purposes. Hey guys, this is Tawana and I. She just recently joined our team. And one of the things that I do is I meet the agents over at the association office to make sure that they understand everything they're getting by being a member of the association. Okay, we use lots of words like association and NAR and this and armless and blah, 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 blah. This is what this is. So it's just a nice way to be able to have that on there. So then I can add that task for myself. So when I get my normal task from kvCORE, like, hey, you need to reconnect with this lead, I'll also get this task. So it'll remind me to call them and check up on them. So basically it's a way of treating your new agents that you are recruiting, treating them like a client, because you want to make sure that they feel just as supported. If not, they're probably going to leave. And that's the last thing that we want to do, because we want them to stay with us. All right. Any questions about that or any of like the semantics as far as like going through kvCORE?
So Jackie, do you, okay, so you start the campaign and you do the application. Okay, so are you sending them the rest of the stuff after that, the application, or are you doing the application as a separate thing and then starting with their onboarding after they come over?
So I do each of the steps as a separate email, because I know that one of the things that was really frustrating when I onboarded was that there was too much all at one time.
Right.
And it was just like, it got to the point where I was like, I don't even know what to do first. And so I felt like if I break it down step by step, then it's easier to digest. And then because I'm the one who's sending it out, I look like their ally, which I am their ally. Like, and I'm here to help them. But the problem is we all get on like social media and we're like, oh, I'm so busy. I'm showing houses. I'm doing this. And then people are like, oh, well, I thought you were too busy to help me. I'm like, heck no, I'm not too busy to help you. I'm just making myself look busy. So that way, like people are like, oh, damn, she's really good at real estate. So it's just, it's making sure that it's small, digestible. And so we have our own team inside of eXp. And so I had a meeting with all of our agents because many of them joined the team as they were joining eXp. And I'm like, what would have helped? And they're like, oh my gosh, if everything was smaller. And I'm like, okay. So I actually interviewed them and I was like, okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? And then they told me, hey, what did you need help with as you were a brand new agent? Like, what did you not know how to do? And so they told me everything. And that's how I organized it. So it's always like a change in process. It's not like a cookie cutter type thing, but it's just a way to use kvCORE for those things. But yeah, but I would do, so like I try to do it in the order that I had on that list, only because that's the order that eXp kind of does it, especially in our state. Now, every state's different. But in Arizona, they want you to do the independent contractor first and then do your transfer.
Right. We use, I do the onboarding for Andre's team.
Okay.
Andre's team. And we use Trello.
Okay.
So it's a little bit, so I wanted to get, see how you do things. So there's ways to improve and compare and things like that.
Yeah, no worries.
That was all great information. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Jackie, question.
Yes.
Has anyone ever said that they're getting, obviously they're getting emails from you, but then they're also getting all these emails from actual eXp. in Ohio, they kind of told us to step back a little bit, just so they're not getting over and over and over all these emails. So like we kind of go really slow with our people just because we don't want them over inundated with all these emails from both of us. So, I mean, what's the answer to that? I mean, I know each agent's gonna be a little bit different in how they want to take it in. But I
Yeah.
mean, how do we stop the duplications?
So what I do is, instead of creating it inside an actual campaign where it automatically sends it, that's why I always give them that call to action. Hey, once you finish this task, let me know, and then I'll send you something else. I'll send you the next step. So
Okay.
that has helped. And then also creating those task reminders inside of kvCORE. So that way I'm calling them and saying, hey, I have retired from teaching, I promise. I'm not calling you to see if you've done your homework. I just want to know if there's anything that I can do for support for you. Oh, you
Okay.
know what? I haven't had a chance to email. No worries. Okay. There's
Right.
no hurry on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a task for myself next week to check in on you. And if you have any questions in the meantime, reach out to me because I'm here to help you. And that's been what's been like, I feel like people appreciate it more.
Yeah, and I mean that seems like what we're like more doing than anything, because Ohio's really been like, hey, I need you guys to step back. We're doing it here.
Yeah.
We don't want you guys to kind of do duplicate emails to all these
Right.
agents to overdo them. So I'm more hey, if you need help, come on in. Just
Yeah.
remember, start with email 1 that they send you. Don't go to 2, stay at 1,
Yeah.
then go to 2, go to 3. Okay, come on in if you need me to help with number 3.
Mhm.
You know, so we're allowing them to do that. But you know, I'm worried about sending out multiples of basically the same information.
Yeah. But does your all stuff from Ohio, does it give them like a field trip through like Enterprise?
I'll have to go back and look. Ours is
Okay.
like, so when Jean and I came over a little over a year ago, it has changed dramatically.
It has. And you know
Yeah.
what? They're not doing the business cards anymore. They used to do the business cards in the folders. They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. So, well, we have our own, and we just kind of use those as like our buyers folders, and
Yeah.
we're doing our own business cards form anyway.
Same.
And that's kind of like, it's more like, hey, let's go through these processes and see. So it's kind of like, I guess I'll have to see what they're, and because I don't want to duplicate them.
Right. Yeah, same. So what I would do is like, especially like if you're on here and you're asking that same type of question, I would, the next time you onboard someone, ask someone if they will forward the emails that they've had to you. So that way you can see what's coming from the brokerage, because every state's going to be different, or it could be. Or it could be similar. So like, cause that's really the only way that we know what's changed, is by actually seeing it. That's one of the reasons why one of my first tasks is set up a time on my calendar, because I want to see the emails that they're getting. You know, one, to help them out and be like, okay, you don't need that, delete that. Okay, yes, you do need that. Let's write this down on here. So that way you have it in your phone, or you have it in multiple places. So little things like that. I do have to get ready to go pick up my son from school, but I wanted to let you know. So there's always an agent that's like, I love this, but I don't have time to do it. I create onboarding systems for people. I do all the emails. I do all of the graphics. So that way it's branded for you. You can either give me the videos, or I can I can use what I've already have. It's $5.99. It's one time. I set up everything inside of your kvCORE, and you never have to, all you do is tell it to start. So basically I do all of like the admin work for you, and then you just tell it when to go out to other people. So if you have any questions, or if you think that you could use that, let me know. If you want to do it with 2 people, so let's say there's like 2 people that you're like, oh, maybe me and so could do it. I can make it for one person, and then you can just share them with other people. So just to let you know, because I'm always trying to help people save money. But
I
yeah,
have a question.
yeah.
Do you do database training or onboarding systems or whatever to help agents with their database for kvCORE?
Oh my gosh, girl, you have no idea. That is my jam. kvCORE is my jam. That's all I do. So I really don't like transactional real estate. I did like I did 8 transactions in my first 6 months, and I realized I really don't like people as much as I thought I did. Like buyers lie and sellers are so mean, like so mean. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't handle you all. And so anyhow, I do that all the time. I do live trainings on Zoom, and then I also have a virtual classroom. I'm on Instagram. It's Jackie Durbin AZ, and I have a link that has everything. I also have a YouTube channel, all dedicated to kvCORE with like past stuff, and just like I try to drop tips every single Monday. I always tell people like there's a lot of people who know how to use kvCORE. Okay, I'll just say that there's a lot of people at eXp who know how to use it. The way I'm different is I teach how to apply it that actually works. Okay, because we have a team of 12 agents and we're not buying leads for them. So instead of me fishing for them, filleting the fish and cooking it and handing it to them and like giving them bites, I'm teaching them how to fish.
Okay.
And so that's what I do. But yeah, no, totally reach out to me and I would gladly help you out. But yeah, I got all
Okay. What's your, I'm sorry, what did you say your Instagram is?
It is Jackie Durbin AZ, and it's DURBIN.
Okay.
This is me. I think it's the same picture that I have on my, yep, it's the same one. And so
Yep, I
there's
got
this
you.
there's this little link right here, and it'll show you all of the classes that are coming up. And then there's also freebies still on here. I've got like 30 free hook ideas and then 49 hook ideas, which is so funny because when you click on it, it goes to a landing page inside of kvCORE because, you know, I like to preach what I teach. So there it is. But yeah, so, and I do team trainings, one-on-one. Yeah, everything kvCORE.
Okay, thanks a lot. I'll be
You're
in
welcome.
touch.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. If you have any help or you need anything, just reach out to me. I am super accessible.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your help today.
No problem. And I will get everyone a copy of this and the slide deck later on today.
Awesome.
All right. Bye, guys.
Take care.